I'm trying to make it plain. Things were changed from 1970 to 2016. And you mean to tell me I can still trace you and you still doing the same thing? Now, I know what you're saying. Oh, their bylaws may have changed and this may have changed. If that pastor said this is how we're going to do it from now on, and you still doing it that the same way, and people are walking away, there are people that are not happy, guess what? You didn't change the culture. And when I say change the culture, please follow God in doing that. It's not going to always be this way. My wife was talking to a friend from old church one time, and the friend said to my wife, well, they're getting better. Because there were some situations, and my wife is very observant. When I say she discerns quickly. If there's a problem, there's something wrong, stuff ain't right, people ain't acting, she picks up on it. She'll be like, oh, no. And like I said, when we talked before, I was naive, I was brainwashed, I was thinking, no, forgive. And my wife said, no. That's a taught. That is taught. It wasn't just how they are. You've been there for so many years, you've been taught this. This is who you are now. Ooh, wow. Change the culture. Change the culture. We got to get back to what Jesus told us to do. Hey, guess what, y'all? We're supposed to be loving. And half of us ain't even loving each other, if anything. We ain't loving each other. How we loving each other? We tolerate each other, pretty much. I don't like that stank attitude. Why is it every time we got to do something, they got to be treated special? Why is it that when it's offering time, they got to do a little step, they can switch their hips a little bit more? They just coming out to show off the new suit. Look at it. There they go. Look at it. Got the new Easter outfit on. That petty stuff like that. That's why, like I said, the devil's sitting on the front row. Talking about, yes, hatred, y'all, hatred. Scream and shout to the Lord while the hatred is in the air. Change the culture. 1 Corinthians, like I said, chapter 9, verses 19 to 22. And I'm going to read 22. To the weak, now remember, I am in the Amplified. To the weak, wanting in discernment, I have become weak, wanting in discernment, that I might win the weak and over scrupulous. I have in short become all things to all men, that I might by all means, at all costs, and in any and every way, save some by winning them to the faith in Jesus Christ. Now, somebody picked up on that. Say, I have become all things to all men. That's why we whipping nay for praise and worship. I have to become all things for all men. That's how I draw you in. Come on, y'all. I draw you in because guess what? I go to the movies. I go bowling. I go roller skating. I go to the club. I drink my beer after I get off work. No, I do not. So go ahead with all that, y'all. I'm no different than you. I believe in God. Because guess what? I've become all things to all men. If I used to do it, now I must tell you, I don't do that no more. We must change the culture because right now, the vast majority of the people that are sitting in our ministries, I say 100 people are faithful. 100 people, no. There's 100 people sitting in the ministry. And I say about 10% are devout. See, I think there's something God's been dealing with devout and faithful. Because, see, some people are not devout. You know what I mean when I say devout? I mean devout is like, it's the truth. This is it. I'm not playing no games. I'm not gossiping on the phone. Don't come to me with no junk, no mess. I don't want to hear whatever. Hey, if it's not my business, don't say it to me. I'm talking devout. See, faithful, guess what? You know what the definition of faithful is now. As long as I show up all the time. If you always see me there, oh, they faithful. They here every time I go home. They faithful. No, they devout to God. Not to me, but to God. Change the culture. We advance the theory that God's basic attitude toward culture is that which the Apostle Paul articulates in 1 Corinthians 9:19-22. That is, he views human culture primarily as a vehicle to be used by him and his people by Christian purposes rather than as an enemy to be combated or shunned. Let us use the vehicle for the glory of God. So, when we say change the culture, like I said, teach seed time and harvest. And when a person comes to the ministry, do what God said. Because guess what happens when you do what you've been doing the whole time? They don't want to come back. And when they don't want to come back, guess what? You lost another soul. Because that brother that's standing on the corner and cussing is going to grab them up because they can relate better. See, that's what I'm talking about. Like I said, there are words that are on the television now that some people are sliding in. The A word, D word, and the SH word. They're sliding in there. Have you noticed? Oh, Christians can say that now because why? It's good on television. Not that they are acceptable words, but because the television is saying it now, guess what now? It's becoming acceptable, so that might not be a cuss word anymore. Like I said, over Europe and all them places, they don't sanction no words. They say everything. So like I said, the United States is every wind and doctrine. They're going to do everything like everybody else. So eventually, it's not going to be just because your kids looking at the TV. It's going to be some F-bombs and some other things on regular TV. So, with all that being said, everyone, it's very important right now. In the beginning of 2016, change the culture. It's time to handle things the way God says handle them. And when I say handle things the way God handle, they might cry. Handle it. They might be hurt. Handle it. They might leave the church. Handle it. Handle it. It's time out for playing and pity-patting, y'all. Remember what I said before. God is knocking, and He wants us to live right. And for the pastors that are responsible for a flock, like a husband is responsible for his wife, or a father is responsible for his family, you are held responsible by God. I'm about to let this thing go. I hear you. You're responsible to God, not man. But what has happened, I've seen some people lose their minds or go near the point of losing their minds because the way man puts it on you, you can't fail. You can't mess up. You can't make mistakes. But with God, He'll help you through it all. He's going to forgive you and He's going to love you. So remember, y'all, on today, and take this with you to church in the morning and to all of my just regular people that are listening and want to change your life. Like I said, a personal relationship is most important. But the thing we need to do, change the culture. God bless you.